It is I, Stash Cairo, live from stately Stash Manor in beautiful Chiyoda Ward, Tokyo, with my bestie, DJ L-Spade.
Right. In Stately Stash Manor. You know what? One day you need to give
Yeah,
everybody a tour of Stately Stash Manor and show them how stately it is.
it
I've
is,
been
man.
there. I'm one
It
of the
is.
blessed few.
One of the very blessed few
Yeah.
in my palatial digs in Kanda.
Oh man, I tell you, the Tokyo Mansion. You too
That's
can
it,
own a
baby.
mansion in Tokyo. Well, you can't
Well,
own
the
one if you
interesting
rent
thing
one.
is, in Japanese English, mansion actually just means regular apartment. Like
Yeah, it
concrete
just means
apartment.
shitty apartment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yo,
Yeah, there
so
you go. Shitty apartment.
Tokyo Stash is Spade here. I'm here with my Uncle Stash, and we're gonna talk about some good old stuff that's happening in the world today. But first, Uncle Stash, how you doing, man? How's your health and everything? I know you had a bum leg, man. How are you doing?
Well, it's funny. I mentioned to you, and I'll tell other people. I was at the Tokyo Midtown Clinic. It took me 3 weeks. They were so backed up with osteopathic appointments, and my Japanese is bad. So they actually provided this white dude, American,
This
who
white
was
dude.
the American white dude, who was the official interpreter. So I got in to see the doctor, and this guy was wearing, the whole white coat. He had this grave look.
Faking
He
the
had a
funk. Not a
small
real doctor, but
beard.
wearing
Yeah,
the right white coat,
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
make you at ease. Yeah,
That's it. I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
yeah. I play one on
Anyway, so
TV.
so I'm in the examination room. I've had the X-rays done, and the physician, who doesn't speak a lick of English, is yapping away. And I'm picking up some of it, obviously, but the interpreter looks at me and then says, "Your leg is fucked."
He said that?
No, but it might as well have said it. Basically, blah, 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 blah. You're fucked. So, okay, thank you. At least I get fucked. Yeah. And I don't mean it in a good way either. No, I've got cartilage problems. So, you always want to say, so what's my prognosis? What do I do about this? Fuck all. That's good news.
Well,
You
Father
want to have
Time's
surgery?
undefeated, right?
Yeah, it
Father
really
Time
is.
is like one of those things you're not going to be able to defeat, man. It's like,
Yeah.
I am in my upper 30s now, and I realize it's not the same as it was when I was in my 20s. It's just not.
I remember when I was in the service, I'm 18 years old, and you're drinking and whoring and having fun, and you recover the next morning, and you're dancing across the universe. Not anymore, buddy. I'm 59 now. Those days is long gone.
All right, man. Well, much love to you. I hope you get everything together. Now,
I hope so.
looking at one of these things that really caught my attention. I think we talked about it last time, but Bob Dylan, man,
Oh yeah.
sold his entire song catalog. Now,
Yeah.
Bob Dylan to me is not a good singer. Good songwriter.
It's not the that's it. It's not the singing.
But
It's the
he sold his
songs.
whole catalog of more than 600 songs, man. And he sold it, man. I'm gonna make sure I get the number right because I don't wanna lie. Where is it? He sold the whole catalog for $300 million.
The funny thing is, I'd sell my whole song catalog for way less than that. I'd sell it for $300.
Yo, man, $300 million, dude.
It's insane.
Wow.
And I was reading that it's estate planning. He has like 37 kids from 133 different women.
Does he?
And yeah, it's like he's a man whore. But the question is, if we want to look at the old saying, why does a dog lick its balls?
Because he can.
Yeah.
Right.
So, if you're Bob Dylan and you've got women throwing themselves at you, I'm going to tell you something. Come on in.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know Bob Dylan had that many kids, man. Seriously, he got that many?
I don't know. Evidently, he has lots of kids by multiple women, and everyone wants a piece of the action. So when he dies, they're all going to sue the shit out of the estate. So this way, if he sells the songs beforehand, right, it's better for his estate plan.
See, that actually makes sense for Bob Dylan to do that now, because
Yeah.
Bob Dylan is what, like 79 years old?
Yeah,
So
about that.
he's on borrowed time anyway. So
you and your borrow. He says I'm on borrowed time next year.
look, man, once you hit 60, every day is a blessing. Just dead serious, man. Like, I hate to be morbid on the show, man, but once if you're over 60 and you're listening to this, every day you wake up, man, throw a shout out to the big man above. Wherever deity you choose to believe in, if not any, but just thank the universe. You're still moving.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my revolver and blow my brains out.
Hey, man, go out on your own terms. I respect it.
Thank you for your encouragement, Lord Spade.
Bob Dylan, 300 million. It makes sense for Bob Dylan, but this is a trend that's actually been going on in the music industry, man. These are people you won't know about, but R&B singer-songwriter The Dream sold his whole catalog. Lil Wayne,
I do know, yeah.
Lil Wayne just sold his whole catalog to Universal Music Group. Taylor Swift's whole catalog was bought by the homie Scooter Braun. And
she's not happy.
She's not. Stevie Nicks actually just sold her catalog.
100 million or so?
Huh?
Was it 100 million?
No, I think was it 30 million? I want to say.
I don't know. It was a lot of money. Check that out.
I don't want to lie.
Yeah, please. Yeah, I think it was 100, but I don't know.
Stevie.
I mean, there's another great songwriter. I mean, one after another with that woman, man. I wonder if Joni Mitchell's going to do it. My Canadian compatriot.
She sold her catalog for 100 million, man.
Yeah, that's what I said. 100, yeah.
100 million. That's a okay. I can understand. Stevie Nicks. How old is Stevie Nicks now? She's like
103, I think.
She may be, man.
I remember I told you my brother's story, the takeaway from her concert.
Yeah, she can't sing anymore.
Yeah. So my very wealthy,
before you get to that, man, I want to hit on this catalog one second. So
yeah, go ahead.
$100 million for her catalog, and it seems like right now everybody is selling their catalogs, dude.
Well, there's no money. They're getting on in years. There's no money in streaming whatsoever.
Okay.
You can make money touring, but it's all COVID these days. Okay, no tours.
That makes sense for like your Stevie Nicks, your Bob Dylans, and all your older acts. Like look, Bob Dylan's 79. Stevie Nicks is on up there too, right? So at this point, you're estate planning. I'm with you on that. Yeah. But you got like young acts like The Dream and Lil Wayne. And it's not so much why the artists are buying. I get it, man. You throw me $100 million, bro. I'm taking it. Like I'm taking it. Like
really?
Without a second thought, I'm taking it $100 million. My question is, why is the music industry doing this?
Well, from what we talked the other day, through some perversions of something or another, the streaming services streams like sales, so they're final, which means you get basically nothing if you're the artist. There was a BBC article saying that there's a lot of major UK songwriters who are driving Uber because they're getting nothing from streaming, and they're trying to change this to the fact that a stream is like an old radio play. Every time it plays, you get paid, which to me is fair. You know, the reality is, if you don't support the songwriters, there ain't no songs to support. You got to pay these people, man. So if you're 30-ish and you're not famous, you make money off your songwriting. Well, what happens when your stream is nothing? Everyone's making money except you.
But how is like Universal Music Group buying the whole catalog making money? Okay, and maybe this is me pocket watching, but I can understand as myself, as a singer, songwriter, producer, right? Me owning my masters is invaluable because
sure, of course,
let's just say all this is kind of luck anyway. Let's just say, man, one of my songs blow up. Bam, I get all the revenue from that. And I'm great. But why would a music group want to buy all of this? It has to be something new coming down the pipe, man.
Well, like, there's what that, plus the licensing. You know, if you control the song catalog, a movie wants to use the tune.
That's where I'm getting it right there. You beat me to it. That's what I think the next move is going to be. I think these companies,
commercials,
are just seeing the new pivot is going to be, look, I'm finna get all of this revenue from licensing and streaming services and movies. And I think that's why they buying all these catalogs. I don't know, but looking at it, because it's too many, man, music groups buying everybody's catalogs. I think they're just trying to sew up the whole game now.
Sure. It's like the strategy with Monopoly when you're playing Monopoly. It's a random game in many respects. So your first strategy is whatever property you land on, you buy it.
Buy it. You know, you just gave everybody a bunch of game on how to win Monopoly. Like, people don't know that. It doesn't matter. The first property you land on, buy it.
Buy it.
Buy it.
You don't skip. It's all,
Ever.
Yeah, because it's the dice you have no control over.
Right.
So the only thing that has value in Monopoly is property. So you buy.
Have you ever finished a game of Monopoly, dude?
Yeah.
Now,
It's been a few years.
I've never finished a full game of Monopoly. Like, Monopoly is not over until somebody's bankrupt. Everybody's bankrupt. Everybody got all the money.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have never finished a whole game of Monopoly. It's always been somebody just quits and leave. Like, you know what? F this, I'm gone.
Yeah, I know. The last time I can remember playing Monopoly would be in the early 80s with an old girlfriend. But really, for me, Monopoly was when I was a kid in the 60s and 70s, you know?
Monopoly's not fun with just two people, dude. You need at least three or more.
No, you gotta have four. Yeah, gotta have four.
Yeah. I mean, minimum three. A minimum of three. You can play it with two people, but what are you doing at that point? Like, Monopoly is not fun unless you have three or more, dude.
It's double jerk off reach around. That's all you're doing.
Hey, nobody ever wants to be the thimble, by the way. Nobody wants to be the thimble. Everybody wants to be the car.
We've got to do something about this constant X rating on our podcast. You know what I mean? We got to make some money. But the reality is we're shameful, vulgar people.
You are, not me, man. I'm actually pretty subtle compared to you, man. But I get it. Once you get older, you stop caring.
No, I didn't give a shit back in the early 80s, you know, so it's been like this forever.
I see you. I
remember when I was on the Shopping Channel once, and we were schlocking some classical music selection. So, you know, the camera's live and I'm reading off the back cover, you know, Vivaldi, The Four Seasons, Eine kleine Nachtmusik by Mozart, the Fifth Symphony by Beethoven. And while I was reading this thing off, I just threw in an old Toronto new wave band, Tired of Waking Up Tired, the Diodes Tchaikovsky 1812 Overture. And evidently, one of somebody I hadn't seen for a long, long time heard it, and he was listening to me, and all of a sudden, Diodes, Tired of Waking Up Tired, lost his shit. And, you know, you live for stuff like that. You live for that little riposte to the system.
Riposte. That's a good $5 word right there.
Yeah.
Now, all right. Me and you was talking off camera about this earlier, about the new New York City COVID lockdown and how stupid we think this is.
Now, the cure is worse than the disease, yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to get into that Trumpist type of rhetoric. The cure is worse than disease. No, the disease is a disease. Okay. You know. But
what have you ever been in New York City? Because I have, and I love New York City. I think
I've been in New York City.
I think it's a phenomenal, extraordinary place. And one of the reasons, and you and I talked the other day, my younger brother, the rich dude, who's a lovely man and a very generous individual, has one of his many properties in Scottsdale, Arizona, in a gated community. And from, you know, my brother's got cash. I've never been there because I live in Japan, but it's going to be gorgeous. But you couldn't pay me to live in a gated community. It's just sterile to me. I just, the whole notion doesn't work for me. Whereas living in New York City, that whole agglomeration with all the craziness and the on-the-go sensation, that works for me in a big way. I love that urban environment. It's why I live in downtown Tokyo. But with this COVID thing, if the restaurants are shut, the offices are shut, the museums are shut, why are you in New York putting up with all that bullshit when you could just as easily be in Boise, Idaho?
Well, okay, first, man, you're not going to compare Boise, Idaho to New York City. Now, a shutdown New York City is going to be better than Boise, Idaho. I'm not going to let you get away with that one.
Oh, so those three dudes who are buying our merch in Boise, you're casting shade on them?
No. All props to the people in Boise, but you're not going to convince me that shutdown New York is on the same level as Boise, Idaho. It's just not,
obviously, man. I'm exaggerating. I mean, I'm a downtown Toronto dude, you know, than downtown Tokyo.
My point is, right, all right, right now it's a pandemic. Things are rough. It's just a kind of a half-ass in or out. Like, either you're going to lock down everything and let everybody get back in order, or just let everything be free. Because I'm a firm believer in, like, if you're gonna shut it down and start paying people money to live. Like, the government needs to start paying people money to live. Like, not to businesses, giving like cash to the people so they can actually live. But this halfway, I'm gonna keep the businesses open and have them open to 10. Like, you think people don't get COVID past 10 p.m.? That's stupid. No, like, what are you doing?
I'm trying to think of that actor. He was in Chappelle, the very early. He was the guy at Pop Copy who said, "Sorry, sister, I got to go take a shit."
Oh, that guy, yeah.
I lost my shit. He's driving down the street in L.A. saying, "Look, he supports the whole thing because on my right here is this flea market that's open." Okay, fair enough. Across the street, all the shops have to be shut. He goes, "What the fuck?" He goes, "I don't get it. Either they're open or they're closed. But why do the people on my right get to make a living and the people on my left get to starve to death?"
Yeah,
there's no rationale.
Yeah, there's no consistency in none of this. No. And okay, and we have to point out that we're on the outside looking in. We're in Japan. We're in Tokyo. We're in the Tokyo area, right? And in Tokyo, they've handled it. I'm not gonna say better, but they've handled it with a level of more tact, it seems like, than they have in America. Even the homies in Canada, our Canadian brothers, they're handling it a lot better than people are in America. Wouldn't you say?
Well, I've always complained about, and I am a Canadian, that there's a certain level of smugness when you look at the United States as a Canadian, which I really despise. And I really do. Sorry, I have a problem with it. But yeah, in one respect, certainly there's been a better response. When we talked earlier on, I'm not a socialist. I'm very much more a free market capitalist, very liberal in terms of social issues. And I'm not a great believer in free handouts. But, there's a but. This black swan event that is this pandemic, there's no way of planning for that. If you have a country, you've got to support your people, your citizens. So a person who is as thoroughly free market as I am, I support what the government of Canada is doing to support people. Whereas, look, I'm not going to shit on the States by any means.
No, go ahead and shit on. We need it. No, go ahead and do it. Do it. We need it. We need that. We need some realism. Shit on the States.
I'm not going to.
No, do it.
Look, the reality is, and we talked about this, you're a single mother, okay? And you're hustling, man. You're out there doing a heavy duty job. It's not pleasant. You're working retail. You're a waitress. You're trying to do what's right by your kids, and through no fault of your own, nothing, zero, zip, nada. Not only are you out of work, but the two places that you were working are both bankrupt. Mm-hmm. And what you're supposed to steal, rob a bank?
Yeah. What is the next step? In a country as rich and powerful as America, it is a crying shame that during this Black Swan event, like you said, this is not like something that is a new norm or a standard. But during this Black Swan event, you're not taking care of your people. You're focusing more on your businesses and your upward economy and your Wall Street and not taking care of the people. And that's the damn shame. And like I said, props to our Canadian brothers. Matter of fact, all our Commonwealth brothers, man. Like even Australia is doing a damn good job taking care of their people, man. Like the hell, like it's a good argument to be made about the economy, man. I get that, man. I differ on a lot of it. But the economy, man, you're going to go down to the very bottom and take care of the people, dude. It goes to the point, like I told you off camera, like, what are you paying taxes for? If not for this one Black Swan event for the government not to take care of you.
No. Again, I don't believe in free money, but there is a certain element of a nation, of being part of a nation, of a nationhood, that if there's a commonality amongst citizens, you have to support each other in times of dire need. And that's what this is.
Facts.
And this is from very much a capitalist free marketer, but this is not something you can plan for. And I'm not talking these nutty survivalist types. This is just not something. It appeared out of nowhere, and it's going to disappear back into nowhere. And if all the businesses have shut, the retail landscape is decimated, and you have no job, come on.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Happen?
Let me tell you, man, in the land full of militias, you don't want this to happen. You don't want like the people to be hungry, dude. Because I'm telling you, when the people can't eat, that's when things gets crazy, man. When the people can't eat.
When a person has nothing to lose, watch out. That's danger.
Yeah, you don't want that, man. Now, hard pivot. Have you seen that the homie Christopher Nolan is losing his mind?
Oh, he's losing his shit. Yeah.
Because now a lot of the streaming services are going to have same day box office releases.
Well, again, we talked about that. Well, I can't remember Gilles, the French Canadian director, who's doing Dune and did Blade Runner 2049. He's the same. He's in the same position. It's like, look, I designed these movies for big screen, and yeah, I recognize the reality of streaming. Don't get me wrong, but this movie was designed, implemented for the big, IMAX or what have you screen with a 18-channel sound. And the reality is there is something intrinsic in human nature in the communal experience. That's why concerts are popular, art galleries are popular, festivals are popular. I'm sorry, it's just not the same thing streaming. I mean, sure enough, yeah, it's a great development, don't get me wrong. But how can you get rid of cinemas? It's like getting rid of live theater.
Easily, man. The same way you got rid of Blockbuster Video. The same way you got
Blockbuster. Yeah, sure. But Blockbuster, the streaming service is a better implementation of Blockbuster. But a cinema and Blockbuster, a cinema and streaming are similar, but not the same thing.
Look, I'm telling you, in a society where everything is on demand and you can get everything when you want it, like in the Uber society now, it's only right that you have same day box office releases. It just makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world, dude.
But let's pivot back then to concerts. What's the point of ever going to see another concert if all you can do is live stream the damn thing?
No, I'm with you on that. And I'm totally with you on that. Right now, I'm with you in the sense that, like, there is a value to going to concerts and being communal, and people getting together. I'm with you on that. That is a total value add, fellowshipping in a sense. However, having the option not to and still getting the same product is invaluable to me. So, like, maybe I don't want to fellowship with you guys. Maybe I want to watch the new Star Wars movie without going to the theater and getting all these germs from you guys.
I'm totally cool with that. And I don't believe in compulsion or what have you. So it's a free market. If that's what Universal, et cetera, or whomever is doing this wants to do, okay, power to them. But I don't happen to like it. I accept that you own the property and can do with it what you will, but
I love it.
To me, that's a short-term thinking. There is something intrinsic in people getting together with a shared group experience, whether it's music, whether it's literature, whether it's a movie, etc. That is part of what we are as people. And
all right.
It will always be
literature,
there.
Come on, dude, to a point, man. I mean, I know book groups exist for a reason.
Did you ever go to a book reading?
A book reading?
Yeah. Like the author comes in and reads his or her book? Yeah.
Hell no, never done that.
Yeah, what's a white person thing, I guess. It's a snooty upper middle class.
It is.
I have,
I just read the damn book myself. Like, why do I want the author to read the book? You wrote it. Let me read it. Because I don't know. I just feel like me reading the book is better because I have the voices and everything in my head that I want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't want the author being like persnickety and telling me, well, this is how it's supposed to be. I don't give a damn. It's not on you no more. The beauty of reading a book is I get to choose how the shit goes in my head. I don't want the author give me that.
Yeah, okay. I'm actually I was just out in Chiba, which is the suburbs, because I had to go to the house for a couple hours, and I'm reading Stephen King's new short novella, Let It Bleed, with his Holly Gibney character. And I'm halfway through it. It's really good. That's
Props to you, man. I mean, okay. The Tenet is Christopher Nolan's new movie, right?
I saw it.
And it says right now, it tops over 350 million worldwide. The Tenet. I haven't seen the movie.
Huge disappointment. I did. It's not great.
But okay, that's because it couldn't be in theaters, right?
No, it's even in theaters it wouldn't be a great movie. It's technically executed well. It's acted well, but the plot is confusing as shit. It doesn't hang together, and frankly, it's not his best work.
That point aside, right? It has over 350 million, right? How would that been better if the theaters were open? I'm asking.
Okay. They were hoping to make upwards of 750 to $1 billion on that. The whole theatrical component's gone. No. And also you build word of mouth via the theatrical experience, and that improves your streaming.
seems like overcharging, man, to me. It seems like
Well,
the whole
yeah,
theater process is a circle jerk of people overcharging. Because I didn't know
well,
that
Lord
theaters.
Spade, you've got to stop obfuscating. You've got to stop beating around the bush and being direct. Don't circle jerk.
I mean, look, man, look. I was shocked 10 years ago to find out that movie theaters didn't make money on movies. They made it on their concessions, right?
Yeah,
that's why
been that way.
That's why you got overpriced salty popcorn to get you to buy the drink, right?
It's always been that way.
And movie tickets have consistently been going up.
Oh yeah.
Like, how much is it to get one ticket in Japan right now?
Well, I always get the premium seat because I'm a fat fuck.
Okay, so, how much that premium seat?
Okay, if I get the big executive seat at the AMC or at the Toho Cinema, it's usually for a 3D film, big screen, big thing. It's 2,500 to 3,000 yen.
So you're paying $30, roughly $30 for a seat, and the movie theater doesn't even get that. So I think
some of it. It gets about in the early stages. It gets 2/3, and as the movie goes on and on, it starts to the ratio
right, you get a little more.
But a theater has heavy operating costs. So
what I'm saying, opening week,
you try to break even. You break even on the theatrical part, but you make your money on the concessions.
I'm saying these opening numbers. The homie Chris Nolan got 350 million, right? He was looking at getting $1 billion, and he was looking at getting $1 billion from these opening weeks at theaters, from the theaters overcharging for that, man. It seems like and I'm cool. I'm down. I'm a strong capitalist myself, but it seems like a big money grab for no damn reason. It's like, all right, man. I don't know the budget. Matter of fact, let me check it out before I start speaking. I don't want to speak from ignorance, but what was the budget from the Tenet?
Oh, I know. I'm going to guess 200 million or more.
If the budget was 200 million, he already made a profit with 350 million.
No, he didn't, because you've got the advertising, which is 50%, usually say 300 million. And then you're only getting, it depends on anywhere from 50 to 67% of the box office. So it's not that simple. You're not getting all the revenue from the theaters. You're sharing it with the theater owners.
I'm talking about off the top, man. He got 350 million, right? All right, cool. But I'm saying this is not the last time this movie is going to be bought and sold either, man.
No, yeah. Hopefully, yeah. But one of the big problems with current cinema is if you want to get released in the cinema, you've got to be a big tentpole picture rather, because the costs are so enormous. And with streaming, you're right. People are just as happy to watch on their big screen TV, or in my case, my Oculus Quest 2 VR. And the kind of movie that draws the asses into the seats these days are those big IMAX, and whether you like 3D or not, that the kind of big spectacle,
I disagree, man. I disagree. I think the average person, like for you, that is a flex, a quick flex. Like you can spend $3,000. It's like, okay, people who can fly first class, they do it because they can. People who can ride in the green cart, they do it because they can. And I understand.
This is a subtle dig.
I get it.
We're digging.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it though. Like I said, if I had like the money to spend on a $30 movie seat, I would too. However, I think the average person just trying to see the movie, man. Like they're not popping for the 3D IMAX. They're just popping for the experience. And the regular ticket, man, is like, I think the cheapest ticket is like $15. Right?
Yeah, 1,500, 1,800 yen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the Tenet budget was $205 million.
Told you.
Yeah, you're right on that. But I'm just saying, man.
Don't forget the promotional budget. That's another 100 million plus.
Okay.
The ad buy. Ad buy. Yeah.
Let's take away the promotional budget, right? For right now. Take that away. Because once again, nobody knew that COVID was going to happen, right? But let's just say, all right, you made the movie for $205 million. And now it's going to be same day release on streaming services.
Okay.
You don't think he still could have made a profit off of that? I think he could. It's just the whole market is just changing now. I just think everybody had their hand in the cookie jar, inflated these prices a little bit too much. And maybe it's just me being a hater. I ain't trying to pocket watch on the homie Christopher Nolan, but I feel like everybody just wants more money instead of being like, you know what? All right, maybe I got to adjust how I do this stuff now and then just have a market adjustment.
Just give me a sec here. I'm just checking our chat.
Oh,
K Rider. Oh, looks like our yeah. Hi, K Rider. Is he here? Oh, well, I got nothing.
am I being a hater?
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I hating? I just don't see like the need for. Okay, all right, like you said, the communal thing. But if I had a choice between, and maybe this is me watching movies in black theaters, man, with people talking all through the damn movie and yelling. But if I had a choice
Black theaters, I go to theaters. I don't go to white theaters or black. There's a thing. I guess if there's a cinema in
there's
a
such
black area
thing as
of
black
town,
theaters. If it's in a black neighborhood, guess what it is? It's a black theater. I put it like this, man. Like, just speaking honestly, I don't know many white folks to go into the hood to watch a movie. I don't.
No, not me.
Exactly. It's just something that happens. I'm just being honest. So when I say black theater, I mean theaters that are primarily in black neighborhoods, man. So the watching experience is different. It is. Totally.
Yeah. What was that scary movie where what's her name? The black woman is yapping back and forth, and some of the white girl says shush, and she just gets right up into her face. I was going, yeah, lady, you're watching a goddamn movie. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean that's like, matter of fact, Japan is way more stricter in that sense too.
Thank you. I hate people talking in movies.
Man, yes and no. My point being, though,
no talking in movies. No talking in the bar.
My point being is, I don't have to worry about that if I'm at home watching it myself. I ain't got to worry about you saying don't talk to the movie, because I can do whatever the hell I want in the privacy of my home. That's invaluable.
And I encourage you to do so.
That's my point. I'm just saying, I'm cool with these same day box office release. I think it's awesome. More power to everybody. Disney just announced that they're releasing a whole line of stuff for their streaming services. They're also charging an extra $1 now, starting next year. But I'm all for it, man. Like, as long as the prices of these streaming services don't go up exponentially, and that's what I think is going to happen too. Like, I think the prices of streaming services are going to go up, and that's what I'm scared of. But if these streaming services stay relatively the same price, yeah, I'm cool with same day box office release on streaming sites.
Well, I'm cool in the sense that if you own the property, you have the right to exploit it as you will. So that's, sure, I support that. Do I like it? No, not much. I accept that you're right, but I don't like it.
I would say, I find it shocking that you're not totally on board with this, considering that you spend so much time in your Oculus Quest, man.
All right, yeah, sure, because I'm an insular, introverted, horrible individual who has no life. But beyond that, yeah, well, hey, I said it. What can I tell you? So I believe that if you own a property, you have a right to exploit it. That's your business. But I don't have to like the way you exploit it.
That's true. Well, let's see. What we didn't talk about? We talked about the music industry, about everybody selling their catalogs. We talked about the COVID lockdown in NYC. We talked about your leg.
Let me ask you about the future of our non-reaction videos.
Mm-hmm.
What should we do?
Okay, first, I hate calling them reaction videos. They're not reaction videos.
Did you notice I just said non-react? Dude, you got to come up with a name, because every time I say the word reaction
I keep saying podcast, man. Like, I think if we just picked it as a podcast, it'd be better.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. But we do. This is a podcast, but the reaction, non-reaction is different. So we got to come up with a word for it.
I think it's
refer to internally that you don't go every time I say the word.
I think it's a podcast in the sense of the sense that we're giving information and info. We just happen to be listening to music. All right, man. If you Google, not Google, but if you YouTube search reaction videos, it's just, man, not shitting on the genre, but it's just a bunch of idiots, man, just circle jerking themselves off, man. It's usually always a black person or a group of young black people listening to, quote unquote, I hate this term, but white music. And, people in the hood, first time listening to Pavarotti. It's like, dude, come on. It's like the whole genre is just mentally taxing.
Podcast doesn't work, and a reaction doesn't work for you. So we got to come up with analysis video, music analysis, music review.
Analysis maybe it. I kind of like analysis.
All right, then okay, how's this? What should we be doing in terms of the frequency of our musical analysis videos?
You know what? It actually that rolls off the tongue pretty well. musical analysis videos.
But if you recall on our last analysis video, the first analysis was you dancing around while I made a vulgar oral comment.
Actually, I was
And
dancing
that was
around. I
on
danced
you.
around the end.
He's the producer director. So all these evil stuff that makes me look like a pervert is DJ L-Spade.
Okay, let's be.
I did say it.
You're not gonna put that on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. First, you make yourself look like a pervert. Don't you dare put that on me. Like it's just
you're
me.
interested, watch the first 10 seconds of our Beastie Boys Brass Monkey video. You'll understand.
Yo, shout out to the Beastie Boys, man. One of the greatest iconic rap groups ever. Matter of fact, we got a whole white guys in hip hop segment coming up because I think next is Rapping Duke.
Oh, that thing. Jesus. I can't talk about that.
I mean, you can talk about it, man. Give my preview.
It was shit.
Man, Rapping Duke.
I don't know which was the worst single thing we ever did was that BTS Fake Love video. We all the two of us almost threw up on the camera. It was that bad.
Yeah, not a K-pop
Fake Love.
fan.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah. So I got to tell you something. This Sir Duke, whatever the hell he calls himself. Sure,
Rapping
buddy.
Duke.
Admire your hustle. Admire the cash. I wish I could do that. But holy Christ. Awful.
Terrible.
Every way.
Yeah.
Every which way but loose.
Yeah. It's not many redeemable things in there at all.
Nothing.
Like say what you want about Blondie. When Blondie rapped, at least it was dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I like, the Rapture is not my favorite song by them at all, but it's a bajillion times better than that piece of shit.
Right. Yeah. Shout out to Blondie. She's still alive.
She's touring with who's she touring with?
She ain't touring nowhere now during COVID, is she?
Yeah, no. But they announced that Debbie Harry and someone else are doing a tour. They're when this thing lifts. Oh God, I can't remember her name.
Demi Harris.
Anyway, yeah, Debbie Harry. Debbie Harry is alive and well and living in New York City.
Who's Demi Harry?
Debbie Harry.
Who's Debbie Harry? What she sing?
Lead singer.
Of what?
Blondie.
Oh, Debbie. You know what? I just always thought her name was Blondie.
No, that's a nickname because when she used to walk down through Times Square, hey Blondie, hey baby, hey Blondie.
Ah, makes sense.
That's where the band name comes from.
Makes sense now. Sorry you had to deal with that toxic masculinity, Debbie.
Shit happens.
Oh man, anything else you want to talk about other stats before we get off here, man?
Well,
anything else?
I wish I was younger and thinner and that I could marry Taylor Swift, and I don't know anything about her music at all.
Look, man, I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Taylor Swift looking kind of busted these days, dude. Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I've been to Japan, and this is the land of the great-looking old lady. Like, women look great all the way up into their mid-40s. But in America, the decline happens quick around 30. The decline is quick and it is steep. Like it's bad. So I don't know. Maybe I've been in Japan too long, but like Taylor's starting to look kind of busted, man. It's like, the dream is.
I don't really know much. The first thing I remember was when Kanye went up on stage years back, and I'm not saying anything for or against her. I don't really know her, but I watched a clip of her on Graham Norton in the UK, and she was talking, and there was a certain genuine quality to her, but it's her eyes. They have those things that just kill me. Love me. Okay, Taylor, I will. That's all.
I mean, I bet Taylor done man, ripped off many a men before she got famous with those eyes.
Oh yeah.
Now, I remember when Taylor Swift did country music. Like I remember when she used to do country music before she went straight up pop. You know.
Again, I don't know. I don't know her music.
Yeah, I mean, I remember Taylor Swift, man. Like she was a country star first, then she just went and did the flip. Like that's the move for a lot of these country singers, man. Like even Miley Cyrus, dude. She flipped from country going straight up pop. Even what's the homie? Was it reverse for Hootie and the Blowfish? They went pop to country, right?
Yeah. What's his name? The lead singer. What's his name?
Man, black dude from Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah, that guy.
The black dude from Hootie. Yeah. What's his name?
I can't think of his name right now.
Oh shit.
But he went straight up country, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah. For whatever reason, he's not loved in the black community. It's like,
what you mean not loved in the black community?
Well, I heard, oh no, I'm not Hootie. No, he plays this countrified, easy listening shit. It's like, buddy, good
Nah,
singer.
I mean, I got to push back
Major
against this
hustle.
notion. Like, who said, like, I've never heard anybody in the black community be like, you know what, F Hootie. I've never heard that. Now, I've heard a lot of people say, like, his music is corny, they don't like it, but I've never heard, like, anybody be like, you know what, man, fuck Hootie. And the blowfish. I've never heard that.
Fuck Hootie and his blowfish. His blowfish can blow me.
Man, you beat me to it. I was going to make that joke and you beat me to it. I'm kind of mad that you beat me to it. Yeah, but now I never heard that, man. I've never heard anybody be like, you know what, man? Us in the black community, we collectively hate Hootie. I've never heard that, man. To be honest.
Anyone who can be successful at a high level for a protracted period of time, the consistency, power to you, buddy.
Yeah. Like, I don't know many people, like, in the black community who have made it that the collective black people are like, you know what? I don't like that guy. I don't know many. I don't know many. Just say. Yeah.
How did we get talking about Hootie?
I don't know, man. You was talking about Taylor Swift. That's why. Taylor Swift.
Okay. I just wanted to marry her. So other than that, yeah.
New music is coming out for all the hip hop guys. Kid Cudi's new album is out right now, and
I was excited about that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was talking to Kid's brother, and we were just shooting the shit. And even his brother Darnell is super excited about his brother's.
Did you make him a name, Darnell Cuddy?
I did, yeah.
Man, I'll talk to Darnell, man. Darnell Cuddy was like,
yo, Darnell dog, what's up?
Really? Did you have to go to the dog? What's up? Come on, man. You know what it was. Just like, hey, hello, this is Stash Cairo. Look, man.
I don't talk like that.
I'm quite sure Darnell Cuddy doesn't say what's up. Okay, real quick. New music came out, and I know for everybody, it's hard to find new music. So I'm going to say the new music on my Spotify algorithm, because I know if you're on Spotify, your algorithm doesn't feed you the same thing that my algorithm. You know what? That's one thing we need to talk about, too. Like, these algorithms are ruining our lives, man.
Well,
everything's so personalized.
That I really care about is the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube has to increase our viewership because it's not going up fast enough.
Well, that's the thing, right? How do you break into the algorithm? And getting back to my point about like the music algorithms, everything is so personalized now that like you get something, but you don't get the same thing I get. So we're not like living in the same world. Like even the YouTube algorithm will feed you more stuff that you like to keep you on the platform longer. It doesn't feed you like
universal what's going on. The whole communal thing. You know, we get together as a group to watch a movie or a concert, and we share that experience. But now here's the ultimate isolation. Two people in the same room watching the same channel are both getting disparate and completely different selections and choices. I mean, that's the ultimate in isolation.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, going to my the new albums that I'm gonna listen to, and I'm thinking about doing like live music critiques. But the thing about me, if I do live music hip hop critiques, it's gonna have to be maybe a week after the album comes out, because the problem I have with music critiques now, people will critique the album as soon as it comes out, so you really don't have time to listen to it and fully digest the album.
You can't listen to it once. You got to listen to it multiple times.
Exactly, man. That's my only problem with like people on YouTube who react to music the first time. Okay, if you're reacting to the first time you hear it, cool, but most of those reactions are fake and like exaggerated. And
well, I don't want to talk about 3 6 Mafia every time, but I didn't low rate that song, but I gave it a decent with 6.5. I've really come to like that song.
Right.
After repeated listenings.
Right. Just as you mentioned.
Because that's the way life works.
Right. Right. Exactly. That's my thing with like listening to reviewing an album. If I'm going to review an album, I got to let it breathe. I'll listen to it, let it sit for a day, go back and listen to it, let it sit for another day. And then maybe a week after that, I can give you some kind of like, and maybe it won't be even, I still got to let it sit on it for a while, but then I can give you more insight on the album. So that being the case, I want to set it up now for next week, me reviewing the new Kid Cudi album, Man on the Moon 3.
I'm cool.
And I want to do the Jack Harlow album, Way Out. Well, not the whole Jack, not way out. The whole Jack Harlow new album. What's Jack Harlow's new album name? Yeah, This Is What They All Say. I want to review those next week after I listen to the albums.
Cool. I watched a video on YouTube with Robbie Krieger, who's the guitarist for The Doors, and he wrote "Light My Fire," which is,
I like The Doors.
I mean, it's a great song. Yeah, and he was saying when he first heard Jose Feliciano's version, which was a hit around, the original 66-7, Jose Feliciano's version was 69, and he said, look, when I first heard that song, I thought, Jesus Christ, what the Christ is this? He's missed the boat, man. This isn't it. But gradually, over the period of that year, as he listened to that song more and more, he realized it was just a brilliant rendition of it, and he came to love it. Yeah. And this is the writer.
Yeah. I mean, I tell this story all the time, man. It was this old rapper named Mystical. He made a song called Shake Your Ass. It's like, shake your ass, watch yourself, shake your ass, show me what you're working with. And I hated the song when I first heard it.
I like that song.
You know what? I actually hated it when I first heard it. But what happened was it grew on me. Like after I went to the club and I saw like all the women twerking to it, I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
This song's pretty good. I like this song. This song's pretty decent. I like it. Yeah.
Shake your ass.
Watch yourself. Show me what you're working with.
Yeah, I haven't heard that tune for years. That's a good tune.
Yeah, Pharrell made the beat, man. That's a producer, man, who is awesome while being basic. I never got like Pharrell makes some of the best basic beats ever. Like his beats are so stripped down and basic, but they just work. And it's amazing. Yeah. All right, man. Is there anything else we need to talk about before we leave, man?
Yeah, what's that TV show I downloaded? I'm halfway through it. The Wilds.
Who is this starring? The Wilds.
It's, I don't know, a couple of white girls and a couple of black girls.
That's informative.
I know, really. It's a native person. It's
a native person.
I don't look. It's this show for teenage girls. It's not me, obviously, but they dropped the 10-episode series. A group of teenage high school students, all female, mostly in pairs, are flying on this private jet from an assembly point in the States to somewhere in the Hawaiian Islands for a feminist, empowerment retreat. They've been sent there by their parents. There's going to be a lot of
carpet munching happening in this.
Well, but one of them's lesbian. Yeah. Anyway,
of course,
so the plane crashes. But I don't know exactly what's going on, but this organization that's running the retreat is rather malevolent. So I'm halfway through it. And I mean, it's not brilliant. I'm not their target demo, but it's rather good and it's worthwhile seeing.
Called The Wilds.
The Wilds, yeah.
And this all includes young teenage girls stranded on the island.
Yeah.
Sounds like Lost
slow motion
for teenagers.
And being naked. No, there's no nudity in it, but there's a lot of, gratuitous bad language, which of course I enjoy.
Yeah, you know what? I actually don't want to see like nude teenagers. That's not my thing.
No. I'm
not into that. Yeah. So.
But no, it's not bad. You watch anything these days?
The last thing I've watched was the full 4th season of Big Mouth on Netflix. And
what's Big Mouth?
Big Mouth is a South Park-esque animated series. It's actually one of the creators did work on Family Guy. So it's basically an animated comedy. And I watched the whole season of that. It's about teenagers going through puberty and the struggles, and they anthropomorphize the stuff that teenagers go through, like anxiety and depression and raging hormones. So they give them like monsters for everyone. Things like you have one of the new characters introduced was Tito the anxiety mosquito, and you have the depression kitty. And the hormone monster. So all these things are anthropomorphized. So it's interesting, man. If you got time, you want to space out, ain't nothing like deep or something like that. But because I do a lot of video editing and music editing, sometimes I just
that's all he ever does. Ask him, hey, L-Spade, what are you doing tomorrow? Oh, fuck, I got a video edit. Okay, call me later.
Yeah, because I do that, I need stuff to space out to sometime to relax. I can't watch a lot of dramas all the time. But I'm going to watch The Wilds. You know what? I promise you now. Where's The Wilds at? Is it on Netflix?
I can't remember. It has Japanese subtitles.
Okay, I'm gonna assume it's on Netflix. But if it's not, I'm gonna watch The Wilds, and we're gonna come back on here later and talk about the first episode. How about that? I promise.
Done. Here, let me do a sign. Done. I know how much you like that.
Anyway, guys, y'all be easy, man. Tokyo Stay.